Hey guys, it's Yolanda from Solar Space here and welcome to my channel. I'm a Western astrologer and in this video we're gonna talk about Venus Cazimi happening on March 23rd, 2025. But you can in general think like this whole weekend, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, this is the time of the rebirth of Venus. First of all, what Venus Cazimi means. This means that Venus is united with the Sun at the very same place, the same sign, the same degree. They meet together. Venus is kind of like bathed in the light of the Sun. She goes through some sort of death and rebirth. The old ways are gone, the new ones are creating. So you can feel like for Venus, the planet of love, finances, beauty, aesthetics, art, pleasure, sensuality, finances, business, partnerships, those areas of our life are now going through death and rebirth. This is a reset, refreshment for Venus. It's some sort of let go of the past and start again better. You can treat this process as this way. So it might be even good to just be in this deep reflection during this weekend over what you would like to change in your Venusian teams, what is not serving you, what you would like to improve, how you would like to see this planet of love and finances operating in the future. So we can do it in this conscious way, right? But remember that Venus is right now retrograding. So this energy is very introverted, introspective, focused on what already happened, on the past issues, past relationships, unresolved problems between you and other people, unresolved issues with your finances, uh, your self-image, your self-worth, you in relationships. Some old conflicts can return as well. So with this energy, we are still stuck in the past. Yes, this reset is happening, but for now, we still need to use the past as our greatest teacher, see back in our story and reflect on our patterns, our habits, what was working, what was not working. Another thing is that with this Venus Cazimi, we are starting a new cycle and we are ending the previous one. We have Venus Cazimi usually once or twice per year, depends on the year. So this year we have just this one Venus Cazimi, and this new cycle lasts for 9 months and it's gonna end in January 2026. So we can think about the cycle as, yeah, the 9 months growth of the seeds that you are planting around this Venus Cazimi. Venus Cazimi is supposed to illuminate you, give you some wisdom with retrograde wisdom from the past, from your past mistakes, and also past success, right? Like you also did great things in the past, so maybe you can repeat them. Maybe you can take what already worked in the past, bring it back to the present, and continue doing what was working well. So coming back to those cycles, I would like you guys to have dates of this cycle. So as I mentioned, Venus Cazimi, the start of a new cycle, March 23rd, 2025. And then the end of the cycle will be on January 6th, 2026. And the cycle starts in Aries at second degree. So second degree representing Taurus and Aries being the sign of pioneering, being autonomous, independent, having courage, taking risks, taking actions, going, getting what you want, fighting for things that you value, your desire, your passion, your fire. This energy now wants to grow more in your life, both in your relationships, in your finances, you interacting with people, you making a business, you improving your self-worth, your self-esteem, your self-confidence. All this energy wants to grow now from this Cazimi. and it's gonna be growing, growing, and growing. Of course, it depends how much effort you're gonna put into that as well, but the seed is here. We want some change with this Cazimi. Aries is a new sign. It's the first sign of the zodiac. It represents spring. It's the sign of initiation. It's a cardinal fire. So that's the first spark of this entire fire that we want to create. This passion, love, excitement, motivation, right? So think about this during this Cazimi. Where did you lose this spark? How you can bring it back? If the spark is lost in your relationship, maybe there is a need for some solution. Maybe you can find ways to bring it back. What made you feel this fire spark in the past? Maybe you can bring this back. Maybe you guys, for example, as a couple, you can start making this together again. Those things that you did in the past that were, you know, setting you on fire, you were feeling in love and passionate. For singles, this can also be the energy of your passion, hobby, something that just makes you get up on from bed early and just starting doing this and this and that. Aries is very fast, impulsive. It makes things out of this impulsive energy, right? It's very raw, it's very primal, it's very sexual as well. So this basic desire of doing something because I just love to do it, you know, this kind of fire, we need to bring it back into our life with this Venus Cazimi. So today, as we are having this refreshment and starting this new cycle, we can just have the bigger picture of this, that this day is not just some random day in the calendar. It's the start of the cycle that I will be going through till January 2026, right? So you can already start thinking about your future moves. Of course, we still have 2 retrogrades of Venus and Mercury. We have eclipse season, solar eclipse in Aries at 9° on March 29th. So I think this will also give us some sort of, you know, like the fresh winds heading us towards some new directions. But for now, we are still a little bit in this pause mode, reflecting and learning from the past. So don't rush. Just let this Venus have this beautiful bath in the sun to refresh you, to reset you, to make you more open towards changes. Because with this Venus, we need to change something. Aries wants changes. Aries is fresh. Aries is not looking into the past. It's not sitting there and thinking. It's just doing things out of the heart and passion. So remember, guys, this cycle, I feel like also it's very important to know that events around this Venus Cazimi can guide you somehow. As this is the point of planting those new seeds for this new cycle. So sometimes people around us or things we watch, things we learn, books, some external events, sometimes they can be some sort of illumination and reflection of this Venus Cazimi. But at the same time, I am thinking when Venus is retrograding and Mercury, mental energy, also retrograding, we might actually have this Cazimi experience in a very internal, even unconscious way. You might not even see this that much in your reality. It might be very internal, manifested as dreams, manifested as thoughts, reflection, just your own inner knowing. Something might be shifting in you inside there based on your reflection about what you did till now, where you are right now in your life. Are you happy or you are not, and how you can make some changes to, say, in the next 9 months with the next Venus Cazimi. This one will be in Capricorn, 16 degrees. Maybe some of you would like to be already messaged about that in advance. Capricorn, 16 degrees, January 6, 2026. 666. So this will be the next cycle of Venus. At the same time, guys, it's worth to go back. I would like you to take you back to the past, see where the previous cycle that we are ending right now started. because we had Venus Cazimi in Gemini in June 2024. So this cycle now is coming to a closure with this Cazimi, right? This is a reset of the cycle. So the date was June 3rd, 2024. So you can return back to the past where you've been back then, what new seeds started, what events around this cycle started, conversations. It's Gemini, so it could be very much about interaction with people, talking, communicating, exchanging information, um, trips, travel, changes. It could be related to different options that you were maybe waiting down. So something could be happening in the beginning of June for you in your Gemini house. And now you can look back into those previous 9 months, what you were dealing with that would be related to your Gemini house in your chart. And now there's some sort of culmination, completion. The lesson is supposed to be learned. You improved something possibly in this Gemini energy. There was some evolution, working on something, releasing some old patterns from your Venus, right? Relationships connected with communication in Gemini. So possibly many of you were dealing with actually improving your communication skills in your Venus area, in your partnerships. Maybe you are working on your thoughts and mental patterns, self-sabotage, learning how to be more clear in your communication, learning how to find balance in this interaction with other people. So a lot about this Gemini energy, which is also, social media, comments, Instagram, all those things where we just exchange ideas and information. And again, Gemini, at least 2 options that you possibly had, and you were like thinking this or that, which to choose, or more than 2 options. In general, Gemini brings like a brainstorm energy, and we don't know what to choose anymore, especially because Jupiter is in Gemini since that time as well. So from June 2024 till March 2025, that was the cycle of previous Venus Cazimi. And you can just reflect what has changed in your desires, pleasures, attraction. What do you find attractive? Relationships, values, right? What do you like? Maybe what you thought back then that you like, you don't like it anymore, especially in communication and in relationships. Something is not working for you anymore because you evolved during this time. So you might be now seeing that you have new desires, you have new things are attractive to you in this Gemini house. If you can generate your chart and see where's Gemini in your chart, that would help you a lot to understand what happened in those previous next months. And now we have new 9 months in Aries, very different energy. So again, you can check where's Aries in your chart, the beginning of Aries. Very important because we're gonna have Saturn and Neptune entering this sign as well soon. Neptune on March 30, Saturn I believe May 25th. And in general, summer months in 2025, we're gonna have Neptune and Saturn dancing together in Aries. So I feel like this Venus Cazimi and Venus retrograde in Aries are preparing us for this summer. I'm talking about European summer, North Hemisphere. Sorry. This is when you record during Mercury retrograde. Problems with voice. But let's continue. Okay, guys, so now we know what is this Venus Cazimi all about, right? Reset of one cycle, start of new one, reset for Venus, old values, bye, new values, hello. And also just resetting this relationship energy. What was not working should be released. What is working, we embrace that. And so we are now really starting to get this new Venus cycle. And just to maybe summarize what is Venus, so you can guys really understand what we are resetting. So this is the planet of relationships, all kind of partnerships, right? When you relating to other people, love, money, beauty, art, uh, what we like. It's our taste, right? What we find attractive in other people, in art, in the world in general, in ourselves. Venus is connected to self-worth as well, right? How we see ourselves. Um, it's what we need in relationships. It can be connected to our love language, how we also express our love when we love something, when we admire something. Our Venus will show us in our chart how we do it. If we are more expressive, like Leo, or we are more secretive and introverted, like Scorpio, right? And this is also how we like to look, how we like to, dress, wear our makeup, have our hair done, colors we like. It's connected also just to this hedonistic side of Venus, where we are having fun, pleasure, parties, enjoyment of life. It's connected to five senses. So we are tasting life with this Venus. We are listening to the music, tasting good food. It's this sensual side of us as well, right? Smelling flowers, enjoying time in nature. So as you can see, it's a very pleasant planet, and we really want this planet to function as best as she can in our chart, in our life, because then life is just more fun. It's more pleasant, it's more lovely, it's more beautiful. I feel like this Venus Cazimi is especially important for Taurus rising and Libra rising people, because you guys are ruled by Venus just like me. I'm a Libra rising, and I always feel Venus transits very strongly. Even now, you can see that I embraced kind of the vibration of Aries with this Venus retrograde in Aries, Venus Cazimi in Aries, because Aries is connected to red color, and I am actually now just liking myself in red color. So it's very, very interesting to observe just even yourself, how those transits are making you feel. Let me see. Yeah. Second thing I want to tell you is the retrograde, right? Right now we have this retrograde story. Retrograde of Venus is the cycle lasts for 40 days, and it's happening every 1.5, 1 and 6 months a year. So we can expect that every 2 years in the year, every second year, there will be a Venus retrograding. And during retrograde of Venus, there might be issues in relationships, because this Venus wants you to fix everything that it's not working in your love stories, in your partnerships, in your own self-esteem, all those things that I already mentioned about Venus, right? Plus, we always check where this Venus is transiting in your own chart, so you have a deeper knowledge about, okay, for me, this is family. So I focus on partnerships with my family, my parents, housing situation. Or you might have this in your sixth house. So, all right, so that's about my working place, my coworkers, my health, my pets. This kind of analyzing that we astrologers do for you always on a session. So if you would like, by the way, to have a session with me, I am available for bookings. You can book using the link down below. Everything is in the description box. So welcome. I'm doing 1 hour, 2 hour, 3 hours reading. Depends how much you want to know, because the more time I have, the more I can show you what is going on in your chart, what is happening with your transits, why you are going through things you are going through right now, when they might be ending, where to focus on, where you might have challenges, where there's opportunity for blessings and growth. So I would also give you tips to focus on this chart, on this area of your life. Here you might have some struggle, here you better take care of this side of your life, because Saturn is coming there, and you might get some karmic punishment if this house will not look great, and so on and so on. I also do astrocartography and progressed charts, solar returns, whatever you need. So welcome. And coming back to this video. So guys, I would like to also, before we talk about the Venus retrograde, I forgot to tell you that the last time we had the same situation when Venus Cazimi happened in Aries, that was 4 years ago, also in March. So for you to understand this Venus Cazimi cycle, you can actually return back to the past, March 26, 2021. This is exactly when this happened. So apply this to your Aries chart and see if there was some restart, some renewal, some new spring entered this area of your life. Maybe you became more courageous, individualistic, brave, more expressive. All the qualities of Aries went for some sort of, shower in the sun. That was happening in a very similar place, by the way, Aries 5 degrees. This time is in Aries 2 degrees, so it's 3 degrees apart. It's almost the same position in your chart. And if we think about this Venus, we need to understand also Aries. We already explained what Venus represents, right? It's very connected to Libra, Taurus, pleasures, love, fun, beauty. And now this Venus is in the opposite sign, in Aries. Aries is ruled by Mars, not by Venus. Aries is about fighting. It's about being motivated, individualistic. It's staying individualistic within relationships. It's the ability to say no when you don't want to do something. It's the ability to say the truth, to stay honest, to set boundaries, to not having this people pleasing vibration of Venus and Libra, because Venus is all about harmony and pleasure, and she wants everybody to be happy, right? So she often says yes when she wants to say no. And then Aries is like, I don't care, I don't want, that's it. Like, no is the answer, that's it. For Aries, no need to explain more. Aries is very true to himself or herself. It's the sign that is like the core center of who you are, right? You do things because you want, not because other wants you to do them. So the energy of this autonomy will be very, very strong in next years, as I told you, with Saturn, Neptune entering Aries, and now we are having the solar eclipse in Aries, which also will bring some new chapter for the next 6 months in the Aries area of your chart. There's a lot of fire, a lot of this refreshment, passion, desire, fights and conflicts as well, guys. I need to warn you that, Aries is all about having some sort of war situation, confrontation, competition. So with Aries, Venus being in this sign, we need to focus on during both this Cazimi and this whole Venus retrograde and the solar eclipse in Aries about me, myself, and I. Aries is I am, I want, I do, I take action, I fight, I desire, I initiate, I start. I am brave enough to do it on my own. I am brave enough to start a totally new chapter in my life. I am brave enough to take these risks. I don't know how the story will end, but I'm just jumping into it because I feel the passion. I feel desire. I feel love. I just feel good about it, and I'm going to try it out. It's a very adventurous sign, and I feel like many people in this year and next year, they will be breaking with some old patterns, old stories, old places of living, old jobs, old relationships, or they might be staying in the same relationship, but the relationship has to go through rebirth. It has to, the old has to be completed, and now we are creating this relationship on new terms. And that's how Aries operates. And now I would like to give you all the dates with this Venus retrograde, because that's the important story here, right? Um, Retrograde itself depends where you live. It's either March 1st or March 2nd, where the Venus retrograde started in Aries 10 degrees. And it's gonna end on April 12th or 13th, depends where you live. It's gonna end in Pisces 24 degrees. So the area of your chart where you want to see where this retrograde is happening is Pisces 24, Aries 10, all those degrees in between. So it's Pisces, Aries, ending and beginning. And also we have something called pre-shadow January 28th, Pisces 24 degree. So this is when actually issues could start already. So you can reflect back what was going on in January already in your energy. This retrograde could bring some past issues, past reflection. You could start to think about something that happened even, like 1 year, maybe not 1 year, but 9 months ago, in the summer, autumn, winter. Energy comes back because we are slowed down. There's not so much focus on the future when retrograde is here, and we supposed to learn from previous stories. And now this Venus Cazimi, that's an important date to know. March 23rd, as you know, Aries 2 degrees, happening during the retrograde. So this is this moment of reset and illumination. Sun is the source of light, enlightenment. It gives wisdom, it gives vitality. So there might be both some higher knowledge about your Venus situation. Maybe you will find some solutions. Maybe you will see your own patterns in a more clear way. Because I always think that when we have relationships problems, to the 50% of the relationship is us, and we can only control what we do. So it's very wise, I think, to focus on what I'm doing wrong in my relationships, how I am operating, showing up to others. Maybe I supposed to return back to myself and fix something there. Maybe there's some past trauma coming out of me still. Maybe I need to first fix my family, parents relationships, so then I can show up in a better way to my partner. Also relationships with friends, with co-workers, with your boss. Maybe there are some issues, and some of them are just coming from you not being able to maybe stand up for yourself. Maybe you are not assertive enough, you're afraid of confrontation and conflict, so you avoid this kind of things, and then there is some misunderstanding. The ability to say no, it's very important in relationships as well, and Aries is teaching us this. So there's a lot to reflect on during this retrograde. And again, how we handle conflicts, how we handle our anger, aggression. If we are not going into some extreme, if we could maybe learn to be more balanced in the way how we handle conflicts. So we are both honest, we express how we feel, but we don't create unnecessary drama. We are not too blunt, too aggressive. We try to balance this. So this Venus and Aries, they operate kind of like together, right? Let me see. Also worth to know when Venus will be turning back to Aries. It's gonna happen on April 30, when Venus, after first being in Aries, retrograding back to Pisces, then moving direct again through Pisces back to Aries. This back to Aries is on April 30. So that means that in May, we're gonna have this Venus in Aries being direct. So what we are working on now internally with the past, in our relationships, we are fixing old issues, maybe studying something, some psychology, I don't know, maybe reassessing our budget, our values, our desires, thinking what we truly want, what are our needs in relationships. All this knowledge that we gonna gain during this retrograde period will serve us then in May, once this Venus is back, and it's gonna be just turning in the right direction this time, focused on progress, future. The past will be left behind, and in May we will be truly heading towards some refreshment and some bold actions with Aries. It will be a great month to start new things with this Aries energy of Venus being in Aries direct. Also, there are 3 conjunctions. Venus is, because of planets being in the end of Pisces, Saturn Neptune North Node. These points will have this meetup with Venus during this retrograde period. I need to drink again, I hear. Okay, guys, so I would like you to write down those dates if you want to observe some patterns, something that is resurfacing for you. It can help you just to track your own timeline. So first, Venus in conjunction to Saturn in Pisces 3 times, yes? First time, this already happened January 19th, 16 degrees Pisces. That was number 1. When Venus met Saturn, there is a meeting with seriousness, reality check, challenge. You are pushed to be more disciplined, systematic, have some serious approach, long-term energy, longevity, structure. It could be that you are faced with the need to become more serious, more mature, more disciplined about your Pisces energy here with this Venus. Then number 2, this will happen on April 7th, also in Pisces, 25th degree. This time it's gonna be with Venus being retrograding. That will be the end of Venus retrograde, when she's gonna meet Saturn again after all this retrograding, introspection, healing, rethinking. Bam, Saturn meet her again, and it's like testing her, checking on her, checking where she's at, how much she has grown since the last meeting in January. Another reality check, another meeting with obstacles and challenges, but also with this ambitious energy of, okay, now I want to do things better, I want to improve, right? With Saturn, this is a serious energy. We want to create something that will be lasting, long term, will have strong foundations. And April 25th, this is the last time when we're gonna have Saturn and Venus united. Still in Pisces, Pisces 27 degree. This time it will be direct. The Venus energy will be moving in direct motion. So those 3 meetings, guys, Saturn, observe. It might be that you will be confronted just with another person, maybe somebody who has some mastery, authority figure, somebody older, somebody that will, be a specialist in something and will guide you. Or it will be just you trying to mature, to grow up, to become better and better and better. And remember, in Pisces, a lot about this energy is a lot about releasing Pisces shadow, which could be procrastination, addictions, alcohol, drugs, escaping from problems, escaping from reality, overindulging, just being not focused on reality and not focused on solution of the problem, but rather running away from it. It's too hard, so I'm gonna go to watch some movie, this kind of vibration. And it's also very confusing sign. It can be about lies, delusion, illusion, self-sabotage. It might be the energy in which we are like a mess, So Saturn is clearing this mess for us. It's actually a great time with this Venus meetups with Saturn to change your diet, become more healthy, quit your addictions, quit alcohol, all these things. So if you want to have some special dates when the energy will be helping you, those are these 3 dates when Saturn is connected to Venus. Then we are like more ambitious, more disciplined. It's easier to implement some strict rules and a list of, some new schedules, some new routines. And then Neptune conjunction with Venus, also 3 times. This is when we are rather connected to our dreams, unconditional love. It's the most beautiful energy of love ever, like Venus and Neptune. Neptune is the higher octave of Venus. So that can be a very romantic, spiritual energy. You can get lots of intuitive insights. It's a beautiful energy to forgive, to release, to let go, to have this spiritual understanding of your story, also in your relationships, if there is a need for forgiveness, for releasing what already happened, for not holding grudges, for having compassion towards the other person. This energy is very beautiful, very healing. It's also a great time to heal your broken heart, heal your past wounds that you gained in your relationships. Uh, Beautiful, beautiful energy. Very artistic as well. So if you're doing some art, great, great vibes. So guys, for you just to know and mark maybe in your calendar, February 1st, the first Neptune Venus conjunction, then March 27th, both in Pisces, in the end of Pisces, and then May 2nd, that will be the new conjunction in Aries. Venus Neptune meeting in Aries for the first time in our life, May 2nd. So at the first degree of Aries, which is the Aries degree. So something will start. This is a really new beginning for Venus. Venus will be bathed in fantasy, dreams, um, intuition, spirituality, and beautiful healing qualities of Neptune. So it's a very beautiful day of, you know, miracles and magic, and just, I don't know how to even describe it. You just need to feel it. Go for those days and you will see how they are influencing you. And then the North Node, Venus with North Node is connecting us to our destined path. We might have some fated events during this time, or fated karmic inner knowing, intuition, dreams, messages, synchronicity, signs. Something might be happening that will karmically just give us this insight of this, yes, this, no, this direction, yes, this direction, no. It's something like that. Again, it might be very intuitive, very inwardly happening, because it's in Pisces. But let's give you the dates and you can observe how your story goes. So number one was on February 3rd, then April 3rd, next one, and April 20th, the last one. All of them happening, of course, in the sign of Pisces, in the very end of Pisces. Especially February 3rd could be meaningful because it was at the final degree Pisces, 29th, anaretic degree, destroyer of the zodiac, ending. Uh, Also culmination, completion. So it could be related also to that. You could feel like what you want to release from your field, from your energy, some karmic stories, some old patterns, karmic cycles that doesn't serve you anymore, and this type of things. Okay, you have the Venus conjunction, Venus retro, everything is here. So now I think I will just give you some ideas for each of the sign, what this can mean in your chart. You can also, again, look at your chart, because in this description I will be describing how the whole sign divides the zodiac wheel. So there will be, you know, I will give you the rising sign, and I will also mention which house I'm describing. So if you know that, for example, if you use Placidus as me and you would like to keep following Placidus, you can just apply the house to your specific case. So for Aries rising, this is the ascendant energy and first house energy, where you have the Venus Cazimi on March 23rd. And this is a new 9-month cycle till January 2026, in which you will be going for death and rebirth of who you are, how you show up in relationships. First house is about you. It's the I am energy. This is all about your self-esteem, your self-courage to take risks, to initiate, to start. So you'll be re-evaluating for the next 6 months, especially now during this retrograde till mid-April. You will be thinking about how I show up in relationships, how I contribute to my relationships, that they look the way they look like. You will be thinking about maybe the need to learn to say no more often, and maybe your identity need to go for some death and rebirth. Also, you might have some insights around this Venus Cazimi about what do you truly want, what you desire, what you're passionate about. With this being connected to retrograde, you might be returning back to your old self, maybe one of the versions from the past of yours were actually more aligned with who you truly are. But then you started to experiment with your look, with your hair, with your, how you dress up, how you talk, how you show up. Maybe you also entered into a relationship, and this relationship maybe dimmed your light a little bit. Maybe you became less Aries like. You started to compromise too much, and you forgot to say no sometimes, and maybe you forgot what you are truly passionate about, your hobbies, and maybe you stopped taking care about your body, your look, and maybe you next 9 months will give you more and more chances to actually return a little bit more back into yourself, so you will have more of this fire in your blood, and you will feel like life is really worth living. So focus on you in this Venus Cazimi, focus on your look, on your image, on your body, and on the energy that you pour into everything that you do in your life. Maybe there's a need to restore this flame inside of you. And Taurus rising, this will be 12th house energy. 12th house is very hard to understand because it's the invisible energy. It's something that it's hidden from us. It's the energy of secrets, very unconscious energy. Very often we are not even aware that we are doing this. So with Venus Cazimi being in such a secretive house, very mysterious, very spiritual as well, and the best way to approach this Venus is from intuition, from meditation, from hermit mode, solitude. Maybe this Venus will call you for having more solo time when you have this time for deep inner reflection. Maybe there's a need to rest more for you. With 12th house, we remove ourselves from the reality, from pragmatical realm, and we start to dig deeper into our soul, into the spiritual, metaphysical realm. And we study astrology in the 12th house, we meditate, we analyze our dreams, we do tarot cards, or we just sit there in nature, we go for some retreat, and we just become one with the rest of the world without any interruption, right? Uh, with this 12th house, as this is in Aries sign, the Venus energy is in the fire sign. It can be also a lot about repressed emotions, because 12th house is the unconscious side of us, what we repress, what we don't see. It can be repressed anger, repressed sexuality, repressed desire. So think about that. If you are maybe not hiding even from yourself what you truly desire, maybe there's a need to make this 12th house, this Aries energy, more visible to yourself and then to others. Uh, Very often I recommend my clients to have some trip when they have 12th house hidden. If there is especially some placement, then you moving using astrocartography towards a different direction could help you to bring this planet to the surface and at least become more self-aware of this planet. So you can also use astrocartography for that, some astrology travels. But in general, here we are dealing with unhealthy patterns, with us repressing things. This is the house of self undoing. It's also the house of past lives and karma. So this energy might be from the past life, some anger that you couldn't express. You were not allowed to show anger, or your passion and desire, or just your true expression was hidden, and now it's coming back here and you need to work on it. It's very great to work on unconscious level with 12th house. So you having this retrograde and Mercury retrograde in Aries, and then you're gonna have Saturn, Neptune entering 12th house, and also solar eclipse now in Aries. There's a lot to do in your unconscious mind. You might have very wild dreams in next years, especially with Neptune in Aries. Um, And the good side of this is that very often this connects us to overseas, like we travel somewhere far away or we go for some retreats. Hopefully, this will not be connected to any hospitalization and healing, because this is also this kind of house where if we don't take good care of us, the energy stops us at some point in order to heal and we are stuck somewhere. It's a house of isolation, so take good care of your health, please. So you will reduce the risk of having some issues with, hospitalization and healing. Although very often with 12th house, we first of all deal with the mental energy and emotional energy in terms of healing. Okay, good luck, guys. And now Gemini rising and 11th house. This is where you have Aries energy. 11th house, it's about community, friends, people around you, groups that you belong to, social circle. Uh, Now it's a time for you to ask yourself with this Venus Cazimi, if people around you are aligned with your values and your future. There might be some reset of some friendships and communities, belonging to community. Maybe you will feel like you are not aligned with this group anymore and you don't want to spend your time with these people because they are just not who you are, and you want to be aligned with what is truly yours. Also, 11th house is about future wishes, goals, aspirations, our future dreams. So during this Venus Cazimi, you might go through this death and rebirth, maybe some previous dreams, previous intentions for the future, your visions, ideas. Now they don't really seem to be working for you, or you feel like you can't really achieve them because of something, or you change your mind, or you feel like, no, this is not really truly what I want. This is what my friends want or my family wants, and I'm just sorry. I had some phone call. This is something that I absorb from others, but now in Aries it's about me, myself, and I. So you need to ask yourself truly, what do I truly want for my future? How do I want my future to look like? What is worth fighting for? With Aries, you will have to do the work. You will have to initiate everything. You will have to maybe do it alone, autonomously. And there will be a lot of taking risks and starting new things towards the future and towards new network, towards new friendships and new groups of people. It might be connected to internet as well, and some connections online. So here in this Venus Cazimi energy, I will try to really just reflect together with Venus retrograde, Mercury retrograde, about those dreams and goals. What is worth my energy? What is worth fighting for? And then Cancer rising. You have this in the whole sign system in the 10th house of career, of career, public image, social status, your ambitions, authority figures. So here we are also having some reset of energy with Venus reset in terms of relationship and finances. Maybe you are starting to realize that your career is not what you truly want to continue, or maybe you need some changes in this career. Maybe you will be thinking about some new path, professional path. Also, here there might be a need to work on the relationship with your boss and any authority figure that you have in your career sector. And yeah, maybe your values in respect to your professional life career will be changing with this Venus retrograde and Cazimi. And in the next 9 months till January 2026, with this new cycle of Venus, you will be just going for some new desires emerging for you, new ambitious goals for your professional career, new exciting ideas on how you can achieve something professionally. It's also social status, guys. So not all of you are working. Sometimes this is just who you are in the social view, right? The public view. You can be a wife, you can be a mother, or husband, father. uh, this is the position that you have in the society. And very often when we have this Venus in the 10th house, we have to deal with somebody who's, you know, on some higher social level than us. So as Venus is the sign of relationships, so maybe there is some partnership with somebody who has maybe some more power. It's, you know, has this authority over you. It might be your father, grandfather, even your husband. It sometimes the different relationships, different stories. It might be your boss. It might be somebody who just has some power over you and you have to deal with them, or it's just wiser. Okay guys, so this is for you. Reflect on your career, on what you truly want, what you truly desire, of who you want to be in your career. This is a brand new cycle for you and a great time to rethink those changes in your career sector, right? Next sign, Leo. Leo rising. This is the ninth house for you. This is the house of higher beliefs, long distance travel, traveling abroad, dealing with international energy and people from abroad. It's a higher learning, going, you know, to the university, studying something. It's also our philosophy, our spiritual side, our moral compass, our sense of life, higher meaning of life, our belief system, right? So all these energies are in the ninth house, and as Venus is in Cazimi in this house, you can be reflecting on if your relationships are aligned with your core beliefs, your spiritual side, your philosophical system. Um, if you are learning from your relationships, if your relationships are helping you to evolve spiritually in the ninth house. It might be related to teacher as well if you are still studying. And so this can be connected to somebody who's teaching you. Maybe you have some guru, mentor, somebody you are collaborating with who is helping you to evolve. So these relationships will be also going for some reset, definite rebirth. Um, and also, if you're planning to travel somewhere or studying something, then this Venus, both Cazimi and retrograde, is a great time to rethink that, to replan that, to review everything, and see your options. Give yourself time to till mid-April with decisions, but this is a point of illumination. And then we're gonna have Mercury also illuminating us in the same house 2 days later, March 24th. So we have this great weekend together with Monday to focus on this house where we have Aries, and for you, long distance travel and higher learning. Virgo rising or eighth house Aries, right? So in the eighth house here, we dig deep. This is the house of transformation. Having Venus Cazimi in such house very often brings an opportunity to heal something, to transform, to bring some more clarity into our very, very hidden secretive side. In the eighth house, very often we deal with trauma, some repressed energy, some taboo energy. Uh, Going back to relationship, it's the house of sexuality. So you might be reassessing your approach to sexuality with your partner. Maybe there are some hidden desires that were not expressed, and now with this Venus Cazimi and retrograde, you'll be rethinking that. If I should maybe not be more expressive about what I want, maybe I should say no when I don't want this, or you know, it's about changing your approach to this expressive side of sexuality in Aries. Aries is very much about what do you want, what is your desire. So it's recommendable to have some conversation with your partner about your desires in this area of your life. And also here we have debt, karmic contracts, soul merging kind of love. So you might be dealing with soul connection here, somebody that is karmically in your life, somebody you have a contract with. Very often in the eighth house, we give each other some sort of painful lessons, even though we don't want, but that was the contract, and um, we just need to go with it, right? And feel the gratitude for the lesson. Another thing, shared finances and debt. So here you might be also reassessing how much you spend, how the financial situation look, especially in your partnerships, or if you have business with other people. There might be some restructuring, rethinking, some conversations about how we're supposed to share our resources, our finances, who pays for what. Maybe there is a need to have a talk about that. And then Libra rising. This is seventh house for you. Seventh house is directly related to Venus, Cazimi, and not Venus, Cazimi, to Venus. Relationships, partnerships, marriage, all kinds of relating to other people. Uh, just one sip. So with this Venus Cazimi and Venus retrograde, you are working on changing, resetting, destroying to bring a new life into your relationships. And there might be new values, new needs, new desires in relationships. You might be realizing that I am a different person now, or I finally discovered who I am. And now this is what I want. This is a partner I want. This is what I want for my partner to be happy. Um, this is also what I should maybe do so my relationships can work. It might be also reflected as changes in your partner life, because seven house is about other people. So you might also observe some shifts in your other half. It doesn't have to be, again, just the love story. It might be your friend, it might be somebody that you care about, somebody who is very important to you, close relationship. So you might be also seeing that maybe, if you think about that, Libra risings, we had the eclipse cycle with South Node being on us, so we released a lot of our patterns in past 1.5 year, and now we are different. And maybe this also creates shifts in our partnerships, because people that are now dealing with us, they see that she's not the same like she used to be 2 years ago after all those eclipses in Aries, Libra. So maybe also this will bring you some illumination over how much the way how you changed with those karmic lessons about relationships, about releasing people pleasing, about focusing more on yourself, how this is now showing showing off in people that you interact with, how they treat you now, who stayed, who left because the previous version of you was more suitable for them, right? And now you are maybe too independent, too strong, and it's just not serving them anymore, because they could maybe have some advantages from the previous version of you, and now they don't know how to deal with the new one. So this can happen. In general, focus on relationships. Clear message, Venus Cazimi. Try to reset what was happening in the past. Take lessons from your past relationships. See what was working, what was not working, but try to also think about how we can make it better now, from now on. How this relationship energy can change for you for the better. Maybe you need to show more initiative, right, with Aries. Maybe you need to have more of this, you know, taking action kind of energy. Maybe you need to fight more now. Maybe you need to show more what you want, what you desire. There is this activation of Aries energy with this Cazimi, and Aries is a lot about you doing the job, you taking action, you fighting. Scorpio rising, and this is happening in the sixth house in the whole sign. So here we focus on work, on daily schedule, daily routines, your health, what you are doing day to day, kind of, it's like your lifestyle, right? What you keep repeating every day, and this creates your reality, our habits, our patterns, our diet, how you spend your days, how your working place look like. Your pets are here as well. So this Venus retrograde and Venus Cazimi is here to illuminate you about what needs to change in this sector of your life. Maybe your working place, it's not harmonious. Venus wants more harmony now, right? With this retrograde and Cazimi, maybe there's some conflict with coworker that would be nice to, return to and clean the air. And maybe your work is too stressful, it doesn't give you harmony, it doesn't give you proper health, right? Like it can be, if something is damaging to your health right now in the sixth house, this Venus is asking you to change that, to bring more beauty, pleasure, harmony, and healing into this sector of your life. Also here, it's a great time to review your diet. What do you eat, how much you drink, how much you sleep, all the healthy routines, they are going for some review, and it's worth for you to focus on that, especially because soon you're gonna have Saturn in the sixth house, and Saturn has no mercy. If your sixth house of health and work will not look great, Saturn will show you that you're gonna get some karmic tests, challenges, even some little punishment just to push you more to be more disciplined. So I would invite you guys to be very, very cautious about your health from now on. Do all the necessary, um, appointments with your doctor. Fix everything you can and try to bring more effort into your health situation. Sagittarius rising, fifth house. This is a beautiful house. It's in the whole sign, of course, for Sagittarius rising. If there's a different story for you in the Placidus, so just find another house in my list. Fifth house, the house of love. Venus retrograding here, Venus Cazimi. Beautiful. It's a kind of like a renewal in love situation, in dating, maybe new approach to love, new approach to dating. If you are still searching for the one, then this will give you the chance to reassess, rethink, reflect on what you truly want from a partner, what gives you this energy of happiness, passion, joy. And this can also be connected to your children, if you have them, or to your approach to children if you are thinking about maybe having children, maybe not, if that's the reflection you have right now. So this Venus retrograde, Venus Cazimi, both can be helping to illuminate you, to connect you to your true values, to what you truly want, to your independence, to your autonomous thinking and desires. So this can be a good time also to, yeah, just having this reflection before you make a final decision, for example, about children. It might be also a good time to restore, change your relationship with children. Maybe there was some conflict in Aries, very possible. And so if there is a need to work on something there with your children dynamic, this can be a helpful time. So I would not skip that. I would try to find solutions. Also, inner child is in the fifth house, so it can be also a beautiful time of inner child healing, some sort of therapy. We are trying to find joy back into our life with this transit for you guys. And if you're thinking about having your own business, especially based on things that you truly love to do, your hobbies, your passions, this transit can also help you to rethink that, to find some ways and to reconnect with your true sense of joy. In the fifth house, in this house, we do things because we love them. So think, what do you truly love and what's worth pouring your energy into this, right? With this Aries vibration. It's also the house of self-expression, so you might be in need to work on your self-esteem, on your confidence, to show to other people what you create, to, if you, for example, create something artistic, or you would like to have your own business, promote it. If you're, I know, writing books or making art, you need this confidence to show it to people, right? So with this fifth house activation now, it can be a good time to reflect on that, on, for example, how you can make money out of what you love, if you can make some business out of this, or how you can just implement more of what you love into your schedule, right? Your passions, if they are forgotten, maybe it's time to bring them back. And next sign, Capricorn, Capricorn rising. This is a fourth house for you, where you have Aries. So here we focus on home and family, our ancestors as well, our motherland, place that we are coming from. It's also our private life, our inner world, our emotional safety, housing situation. So with Venus Cazimi and Venus retrograde in Aries in your fourth house, maybe old conflict with family will show up. Maybe you will be illuminated about what happened, what is the solution, how I can change this dynamic. It's worth to work on relationship with parents and family in general during this time. If there is something unresolved, it's worth to reflect on that. Try to understand the other side. Try to work on your anger issues and conflict energy if there is something like that. And also maybe you will be starting a new chapter in family dynamic. Maybe it's actually a great year to start a family for Capricorn rising. So you're gonna have Saturn, Neptune, solar eclipse in the fourth house. So new situation, housing, maybe moving out, finding new home, maybe just restoring, changing the dynamic between you and family members. Some new fresh energy into the house, maybe renovation of the house, new decoration, something like that. So focus on home and family during this time. Venus is retrograding till mid-April, and also then we're gonna have Saturn, Neptune entering Aries. So we will not rest from Aries for sure, not this year, not next year, and in general there are some long-term transits going for your fourth house now. So I would really focus on that. I would try to think how I can bring more balance, more beauty, more harmony into my family and housing situation. uh, Aquarius rising, the next sign. This is the sign that has Aries in the third house in the whole sign. So I will be talking about the third house here. So Venus Cazimi, Venus retrograde in the third house. It's talking about relationships, restoring, changing, bringing some new fresh energy into the relationship with siblings and neighbors and local community. Also, it's about how you communicate. Uh, Communication is one of the most important things in relationships. So you can be definitely interested in reviewing yourself. Yes, Aries is I am. So all of us in general, we need to focus on ourselves during this retrograde, even though it's about Venus, love, partnerships. We are the 50% of the partnership, right? So how you communicate, especially with third house Aries, how you express yourself when you get angry, when you are impatient, when are you maybe too impulsive, too blunt, too straightforward to the point that you hurt people? This might be the question, because third house Aries is sometimes very impulsive and explosive. So with Aries third house, we need to really handle our impulsiveness, um, because we might do things too fast. We might not have enough patience to communicate properly. Also, if you are publishing on social media, this can be something to review uh, regarding communication. Uh, Work on your self-expression, on self-esteem. There might be also some new phase coming in studying. Third house is about learning courses, and also this is the house of driving a car and going for some small trips. So that's another nice way to reflect on if my way of driving is safe, harmonious, balanced, how I interact with other drivers on the way. With Aries, sometimes we have those, super fast cars, impatient, pushing other people to drive faster. And so if you have this problem, think about that as well. Maybe it's time to make some reset here, and, go for some death and rebirth. Very often, this literally brings, like, you get rid of old car, buy a new car, or maybe you are younger and you decide maybe to just start a course to have a driving license. A lot of this kind of things But in terms of relationships, first of all, siblings and neighbors. This is the house number 3. So this is for you to reflect on how they look like, those relationships, what I can change in them, how we can start a new cycle here. And the last sign, Pisces rising. Pisces rising has this Venus Cazimi and Venus retrograde in the second house. Second house is the most stable house connected to Taurus. Here we have our material realm, resources, money, finances, assets. All that gives us support and stability. Here we also have our values, self-worth, material comfort, food, physical body, senses, connection to nature, and this kind of things. So this is for you to reflect on this area of life with this Venus Cazimi. Venus goes through death and rebirth in this realm that I just described. And Venus retrograde is inviting you to reflect on your values, reflect on your budget, reflect on the money you earn, on your spendings, on your investments, on things that you have. Maybe you can get rid of some of these things because you don't need them anymore. What truly is of value for you? What do you truly want to have? What you want to put the energy to fight for having this, right? Because with Aries, we want something and we fight for it. We take action, we initiate. It doesn't come in a passive way. Although Pisces rising might be a little bit more passive sign, but in Aries second house, you have to go and earn your money. So I would invite you guys to reflect on my relationship with finances as well. Abundance mindset, it's worth to build that. Remember that your self-esteem and self-confidence and the way how you value yourself is very much reflected on how much you earn. It's like a mirroring kind of thing. So the more you work on your self-worth with the second house Venus, the more money will also be able to come to you. So work on that openness towards receiving abundance, and reflect on your material side, on this material realm, material resources. How much would you like to earn? How much do you need for your own daily needs? If your job is a proper job to have enough resources, or maybe there is a need to change that, right? So this is all I have for you guys in terms of each sign, and I hope that this helps you. I think that I gave you quite a lot of information. So just to make a summary, remember, now this weekend we have the Venus Cazimi reset of our love situation, values, finances, self-worth, desires, passion. Venus energy is going for death and rebirth, bathed in the light of the sun, illuminated. She's gaining wisdom from past mistakes, and then she will be moving back to Pisces for final conclusion, spiritual healing, closure of some old patterns. And after that, she's gonna return to Aries, direct motion. From mid-April, Venus is back into the direct motion. By the end of March, she's gonna return back to Aries. In May, we're gonna have this Venus being in Aries direct. We also have the solar eclipse on March 29th, so another sign of new beginnings. There's a lot of this starting something new, but still being in the past, learning from the past and rethinking before we can be like truly moving forward, right? Remember, Aries is a cardinal sign, cardinal of fire, initiator. So with this energy, we start a new spring, bold new beginning, taking risks. And the question is, what needs change in my life? Well, Aries seeks this freshness, the energy of rebirth, new life, newness. Where this energy is needed, of course, you can see where is Aries in your chart. This will already give you the proper answer, where the energy will be focusing you to start some new action in a different way that will be direct, honest, passionate, bold, and will be aligned with your I am. Remember that after eclipses in Aries, Libra, and Chiron being in Aries, when we are healing this I am energy and our identity, Many of us might be very different people than we were a few years ago. The evolution of I am right now in the collective is very strong. So we are seeking more freedom, more autonomy, more individuality, and more non-conformism. Uh, the energy becomes more and more focused on individual vibration. So you need to focus on yourself to realize who you truly are, especially because Neptune is moving into Aries on March 30, and Neptune is blurring the vision, is dissolving boundaries, dissolving definitions. So it's really good to know who you truly are right now before this energy enters, and it's gonna make us more confused about who we truly are. Another thing is that with this Venus Cazimi, new values and new desires will be emerging. Uh, as Venus is all about what excites us, what turns us on, what uh, makes us, what we find attractive, what we like, our taste, what we desire, what we find beautiful, pleasant, harmonious, magnetic, all those things. Like maybe some of your values and desires like this, and they might be changing as you keep evolving, right? When we evolve spiritually, our taste is different. The friend we had 15 years ago today might not feel like really the right friend for us anymore. We don't have topics to talk about anymore. Our path is all the time changing, evolving, and also people around us supposed to change together with us. So you might be just realizing who you are now and what you want now. Uh, Aries is quite egocentric, but in a good way. Is the energy that just wants to fill the cup for himself or herself first before giving to others, and I think that's very healthy. So focus on you guys. Focus on you during those weeks. What makes you happy? What gives you satisfaction? What do you need in your Aries house to shift, to change, to be restored? So you'll be just more happy about it, right? Think about that. And with this Venus retrograde, last few words, what you can do to make this process better for you, that you can gain something out of this. So first of all, of course, reflect on your relationships, all kinds of relationships. If you are happy in these relationships, if your needs are met in this connection, if not, this is the time to work on that, to address that, to talk about that. With Venus retrograde, we are actually recreating our relationships. So it's a good time to work on issues that are coming from the past. We didn't take care of them in the past and now they keep coming back. It's a great time to break unhealthy patterns in relationships, especially with this Cazimi, right? Death and rebirth. Uh, Past is the best teacher, remember, guys, with retrograde. So learn from past mistakes, especially because Mercury is also here in retrograde. So communication. Learn from your past communication, how you were communicating with people, especially in conflictive, fiery energy of Aries. How this went out. It was good, was it not good? So how you can change that. Anger issues, aggression, violence, even those are themes of Aries. Good side of this, being assertive, saying no, setting boundaries. So reflect on these things, where you are at in those topics, if you are happy where you are at or you would like to improve that. And this is also a great opportunity to find closure in relationships that are not serving us anymore. We can cut ties with past people, with ex-partners, with some karmic partners that are not longer serving us. Even just energetically, we don't have to do it physically. You don't have to contact your ex if you don't want to. But you can do it on energy level, especially with this Venus being in Pisces, right? This is a very energetical sign, so you can release some past heartbreaks. You can do yourself some sort of ritual just to get rid of what was done in the past, releasing all the pain of love that didn't work, and this kind of things. It's also worth, especially for ladies, to think about how you can reconnect with your feminine energy and with passion, right? Like this passionate feminine side. Uh, this is also the time of breaking cycles, so we can move forward more healthy, more powerful, more wise in love, relationships, money. So this is the time for us to really find this final closure of what was not serving us in the past, and have this patience at least till mid-April with truly moving forward. Uh, Again, rethinking our values. This is the theme for us with Venus retrograding. Those values have to be aligned with us, with our individual energy, not with social expectations, relationships expectations, what our partner wants. It has to be your own decision, what you truly desire, and you're supposed to follow that. Follow yourself first. Yeah, so that's it. Remember that we should work on issues within relationships right now if we want to improve them. I would not skip past problems. I would not escape from them. So if you have some issues, address them. Um, if you see something in your partner, if you see something in yourself, it's really worth to confront that. Think about solutions. Think about how you can start a new chapter here. And yeah, if you are in a partnership, it's a nice time to work together on resolving those issues that you used to avoid till now. And now it's time to look at this from a deeper level, reflect, work on our past conflicts, resolve them, clean the air, so we will be able to move forward in a more fresh and beautiful way in the future. Okay, guys, so this is all I have for you. And again, if you would like a personal reading with me, then check the description box down below. Link to my website is there. You can also follow me on Instagram. You can follow me on Facebook. And see you next time. Thank you so much. If you like this video, please like this video down there. You can also share it with your friends. You can subscribe to my channel for more videos in the future. Thank you so much and have a great time during this retrograde.